next seventh question is find the derivative with respect to x of 2 root of cot of x square. So first we will write y is equal to 2 root of cot of x square. Now we know that the derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. So this we will be applying in this part also. That means by differentiating with respect to x, we will get dy by dx is equal to 2 is a constant, so 2 into root of something will be 1 by 2 root of that thing into the derivative of what you have got cot of x square as the term. Okay, now 2 and 2 get cancelled and you will get 1 by root of cot of x square into derivative of cot of something is minus cosec square of that angle into, since the angle is not x, you have to differentiate this x square again, which will give you d by dx of x square, that is 2x. Okay, now we have to change this cot in terms of sine and cos, and cot is cos by sine, so here you get minus 2x cosec square of x square divided by, this will become root of cos of x square divided by root of sine of x square, right? Now this root of sine of x square will go up, it will become like minus 2x root of sine of x square, and cosec square will become, we are changing it also in terms of sine, so it will become 1 by sine of, so it will be in the denominator. We are getting a root of cos of x square into, what is this term becoming sine square of x square. Now again sine square can be broken into 2, which is, this numerator is not changing, sine of x square, and this denominator here we are writing cos of x square as such, into sine square is split and written as sine of x square into sine of x square, so that we can cancel one sine and this one thing will give you root of. That means this will become minus 2x divided by, this is inside the root, and by cancelling one of the terms you will get this inside the root. So inside the root you have two terms which are cos of x square and sine of x square. Numerator has been cancelled and one more term is left here, which is sine of x square, which is not in the root. Okay, it is only in the denominator. Root comes only till this point, right? Okay, now again you can simplify this a little bit. That will give you minus 2x divided by, if I have a 2 here, I can just make it as inside the root. If I have a 2, I will write 2 cos x sin x is nothing but sine 2x, right? So this property I am using here. So if I am getting a 2 inside the root, I will just say that, or I will just multiply and divide with that same term root 2. So here I am just multiplying the numerator with the root 2. So this will become 2 root 2x divided by, here this term will become root of 2 sine of x square cos of x square. So root 2 I have substituted in the numerator as well as the denominator, and the remaining term is your sine of x square outside the root, and this will become sine 2 of the angle which is here, that is minus 2 root x divided by, this will become root of sine 2 of x square into sine of x square. Okay, clear? Next question is differentiate with respect to x, the term is cos of root x. So again we will start with y is equal to cos of root x. Now differentiating with respect to x on both sides, you will have the left hand side as dy by dx, and this will give you cos of something is, the derivative is sine of minus sine of that. Since it is not x, you have to differentiate that term also with respect to x. Okay, so you get minus sine root x into, what is the derivative of root x? 1 by 2 root x. So your answer is minus sine of root x divided by 2 root x. Okay. Ninth question is, prove that the function f given by f of x equal to mod of x minus 1 where x belongs to R is not differentiable at x equal to 1. So for this, in order to prove that it is not differentiable, we need to find out the LH left hand derivative and right hand derivative and show that both are having different values. They are not equal. Understood? So for LHD, we will start with LHD. Since we are checking at the point x equal to 1, your LHD means that this limit h tends to 0 minus, since it is L left, and function is f of 1 plus h instead of c. When your definition is there, it is f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h. Here your c is your 1. So f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. Now replacing the function value, you will get f of 1 plus h will give you mod of, instead of x you will write 1 plus h minus 1 minus mod of 1 minus 1. Again, instead of x you will write 1 here. And this will give you limit h tends to 0 minus, this will give you mod h minus 0 divided by h. Now again, since you have your definition of mod x to be x with x is greater than or equal to 0 and minus x with x is less than 0, mod h when h tends to 0 minus means this is from the left side of 0. So you will write the value of mod h as minus h. So here you will have limit h tends to 0. I will not write minus here since I have replaced the value of mod h according to the definition. So I will get a minus h here, minus 0 divided by h. So h get cancelled and you will get minus 1 for your LHD. Now for RHD, you have limit h tends to 0 plus f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h, which is again equal to limit h tends to 0 plus, again f of f1 plus h will give you 1 plus h minus h inside the mod. So mod of 1 plus h minus 1 minus mod of 1 minus 1 divided by h, which is again equal to limit h tends to 0 plus, this will give you mod h minus 0 divided by h. Okay, that is, when I am replacing the value of mod h, I will write only h tends to 0, and the value which I have to replace is, since it is coming from the right side of 0, mod h value will be h according to the definition of modulus. So it is h by h, which is equal to 1. So your LH left hand side derivative's value is minus 1 and right side's value is 1. So you can say that is LHD is not equal to RHD. That is, the function is not differentiable at x equal to 1. F is not differentiable at x equal to 1. Okay. Question number 10 is, prove that the greatest integer function f of x is equal to greatest integer of x, where x is lying between 0 and 3, is not differentiable at x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. So you have to do separately for x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. Now if we are starting with x equal to 1, now why they are giving this points x equal to 1 and x equal to 2? Because since x is lying between 0 and 3, we are just checking at the point where they are integers. That is, you will have x equal to 1 and x equal to 2 in between 0 and 3 as the integers, and at the integer point only, at its left side and right side, the value will be changing. That's why we are checking for at x equal to 1 and x equal to 2, the differentiability of the function. Okay, so at x equal to 1, your LHD will be limit, again h tends to 0 minus f of, what will be here instead of c, 1. So you will have 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h, which is equal to limit h tends to 0 minus f of 1 plus h is greatest integer of 1 plus h minus greatest integer of 1. Instead of f of x, you have greatest integer of x. Instead of f of 1, you have f of 1, greatest integer of 1. Okay, divided by h. Now, what do you mean by greatest integer of 1 plus h? Since it is from the left side, you will have 1 minus something. 1 minus something means it is 0 point something. 0 point something's greatest integer value, suppose it is 0.9, the greatest integer is 0 coming up. Okay, so here the value of this greatest integer 1 plus h will become what? Limit h tends to 0. I will write the value as 0. Why? Because it is 1 minus something. So you will get it to be 0 point something, and greatest integer of 0 point something is 0. Minus greatest integer of 1 is 1 itself. So here you are getting 0 minus 1, which is minus 1 by h. Limit h tends to 0 minus 1 by h. Giving the limit to h, you will get minus 1 by 0, which is infinity. Minus infinity. Okay, negative sign you have, so you are having minus infinity as the answer for this, right? Now for RHD you have limit h tends to 0 plus f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. The only thing which will be changing is when we substitute the value, you have to be careful. That is, remaining is same, limit h tends to 0 plus you have to write. Value is same, greatest integer of 1 plus h minus greatest integer of 1 divided by h. And this is equal to limit h tends to 0. When I write the value of greatest integer of 1 plus h, here h is from the right side of 0. That means 1 plus 0 point something. So you will have 1 point something. 1 point something will give you your greatest integer value as greatest integer 1 point. Suppose it is 0, 1, you will write answer as 1. So here you will have 1. And greatest integer of 1 is also 1. So 1 minus 1 will be your numerator, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So your limit value is directly 0. Here you can see that your LHD, which is negative infinity, is not equal to RHD, which is 0. Okay. Therefore, the function is not differentiable at x equal to 1. Clear? Now for the same question, you have to check for x equal to 2 also. Okay. For x equal to 2, you have LHD as limit h tends to 0 minus f of 1 plus h minus f of, sorry, it is 2, so you have 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h, right? Here your c is 2. At the point 2 you are checking, so you have to write here 2, and this is also f of 2. Now you are just replacing h tends to 0 minus f of 2 plus h will give you greatest integer of 2 plus h minus greatest integer of 2 divided by h, which is equal to limit h tends to 0. Greatest integer 2 plus h, when h is tending to 0 minus, tending to 0 from the left side of 0. That means it is 2 minus something. 2 minus something is 1 point something, and that will give you the greatest integer as 1. And this is 2 itself. So 1 minus 2 by h. That is limit h tends to 0 minus 1 by h. Now when you replace, you will get it to be again minus infinity. Okay. When you give the limit of h as 0, you will get minus infinity. That is your LHD. Now for RHD, you have limit h tends to 0 plus f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h, which is equal to limit h tends to 0 plus, again greatest integer of 2 plus h minus greatest integer of 2 divided by h is equal to limit h tends to, now I am writing 0 because I am replacing the value of what is greatest integer of 2 plus h. Again it is from the right side of 0, means it is 0 point plus 0 point something. So plus 0 point something means you have 2 plus 0 point something. It will give you 2 point something. 2 point something's greatest integer value will be 2 itself, minus greatest integer of 2 is also 2 divided by h. And this is giving you actually 0. So here also you have the same case, which is LHD is not equal to RHD. Therefore, f is not differentiable at x equal to 2. Okay. Clear?
Sixth question is cos of x cube into sine square of x raised to 5. So we'll substitute this total is in terms of x. We will write y is equal to, now in order to differentiate you have two functions. Suppose this is u and this is v. You have to use your product rule in order to find the derivative. Okay, we will write the LHS as dy by dx is equal to u dash. U dash, you will get derivative of this d by dx of cos x cube into sine square of x raised to 5 plus d by dx of sine square of x raised to 5 into cos of x cube. Yes. Now, what is the derivative of cos of x cube? First, we have to, again, you have two functions here. One is cos x, the other one is x cube. So, first we will differentiate or find the derivative of what is cos x. Cos x derivative is minus sine of. So, angle is x cube. So, you will write it as x cube only. Then, since it is not x, you have to differentiate this also. That means you have to differentiate x cube. X cube derivative will be, derivative of x cube is 3x square. Is this clear? Into this term, sine square of x raised to 5. Okay, so derivative of cos x cube is this much. Next one, derivative of sine square of x raised to 5. So again you have here, actually आपको पहले sine square of x raised to 5 को some x square form में देखना पड़ेगा. X square का आप पहले लिखोगे 2x derivative, right? So ये sine square होगा something the whole square, that will be 2 into that something. Then you will write its derivative. Then you will write its angle's derivative. Understood? This is your chain rule. Okay. So what you are getting? Here you will have sine square of x raised to 5 will give you 2 into sine of x raised to 5. Then you will write what is the derivative. So this is actually its powers derivative. जैसे हम x square करते हैं उसका हो गया. अब sine है तो sine's derivative will be cos of. So here you have to write cos of x raised to 5. Then you need to write the derivative of x raised to 5 because this is not cos x. यहाँ पे angle x होता तो you will stop here. But since it is not x, you have to differentiate this also with respect to x. So you'll get the derivative of x raised to 5 as कितना मिलेगा? 5 into x raised to 4. Okay, 5 into x raised to 4 into this term, which is cos of. Understood? This much you will. Okay, so here we'll just, now we have to just simplify. Actually, this is your answer. Now we have to just simplify. Whether you have anything in common, you can take it out. Otherwise, leave it like this. Okay, just rearrange कर रहे हैं. यहाँ पे है 2 and 5, which is 10 x raised to 4. Then you have sine x raised to 5 cos x raised to 5 into cos of x cube. You have one term. The other one is minus. Here you have a 3x square sine square of x raised to 5 into sine of. Nothing you can take as common. बस एक है जो यहाँ पे sine square है और sine है. एक sine आप बाहर निकाल सकते हो. That's all. और कुछ reduce नहीं होगा. That's why we are not taking anything out. Okay. Understood? And x raised to 2 भी आप बाहर निकाल सकते हो. X raised to 2 into sine of x raised to 5. If you want, you can take out x square into sine of x raised to 5. Will give you the remaining part as 10 x square cos of x raised to 5 into cos of x cube minus 3 x square has been taken out and one sine is gone. So you'll get sine of x raised to 5 into sine of x. So this is your. Okay. Here.